Yeah, hello, and thank you so much for making time. I have a few remarks to share. You know, I've captioned this: is this society being fair to men? There are a few things I need to clarify, and those things are very, very important. Number one, we are Africans, and we are not. There are customs, precepts, and maxims that underpin our culture. And key amongst the things that make any country unique is the family. And if any society loses its firm grip on its family foundation, then that society is bound to fail. And over time, the burgeoning empowerment, the selective empowerment of one of the elements of the family system seems to have gone beyond control. And if the Ghanaian and African society doesn't do what is necessary, then very soon there will be a complete degeneration of the family system. You know, it is everybody, everybody can write nasty stuff. Everybody can choose to use expletives. Attacks and insults are not the preserve of a select few. Everybody can have an acerbic tongue, but maturity, civility, and conscience would teach you to exercise restraint. I'm a young man of values and principles. And whenever I see anything go wrong in this society, which I love so much, I will try my best to raise concerns so that we would do the right thing as a country. Thinking that you can have an opinion while others can't is so un-Ghanaian and doesn't represent what we stand for as a people. So therefore, I think those who have not critically studied this creeping canker that risks completely annihilating our family values should do a rethink. You know, we've all been born to very modest families. For everybody writing an insult or an attack on their person, thinking that they are attacking Irbad, I don't even realize that you exist, because I engage people who have a firm conviction that there should be freedom to share views that run counter to the views others share. On the Gitmo 2 issue, I took a position. A good number of the people in this country felt I was wrong and that Ghana would be attacked because we had taken in the two ex-Gitmo detainees. I said no. I presented my reasons. Some chose to go on the path of insults, using words that cannot be repeated. But I was patient and I didn't, fight back. because I believe when you throw a new idea into the mix, going on the offensive doesn't help. You are dealing with human beings with emotions, human beings with feelings, human beings who have shaped ideas and perceptions on issues based upon the details and facts that are available to them. So therefore, you don't come to them in a radical way. Read all the books of history. Men and women have always resisted ideas that are new. When Prophet Muhammad, may the blessings and peace of God be upon him, came, the people thought he had an entirely new idea. They fought against him. They insulted him. Some even said, okay, this young man who had just turned 40, he was coming with a new idea. Very soon, he will die and he will be cut off. And the Holy Quran said, no, you won't be cut off. وَرَفَعْنَا لَكَ ذِكْرَكَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after coming out to exonerate the Holy Prophet, said, those who said they were going to cut him off, he would be abtar, very soon he would be cut off and forgotten, because he had come to them with a new idea. Those are people, if I mention their names, you don't even know them. But the name Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is mentioned millions of times from the minarets of mosques and people's inner chambers around the world. People are bound to resist change. When Jesus Christ came, he also was bringing an idea they felt was alien, was new to them. They resisted him. But now Christ has become one of the most loved, names in the world, so to speak. So I'm not at all perturbed, and I'm completely unfazed by the unsavory words that a few people have chosen to use, especially my sisters. All that I'm saying is, we are Africans. A woman has got her limits, and she's got her role to play in every family. A man is the head of the family. Look at all our cultures. Put religion aside. Look at the beautiful Akan culture, the Dagomba culture, the Ewe culture, and other forms of cultures we have in the country. These are cultures that put the man at the center of responsibility. These are cultures that put a man at the center of, of responsibility. So therefore, I think disempowering a man, making him feel less of a man, making him lose his authority, his central authority over his family, is not the way to go. After work today, when you go home, ask your extended family members. If you have an uncle in Bronx, in the US, for example, there are times a woman can call 911. An apartment a man has toiled and sweated to rent. Police officers would force the man out of his apartment just to satisfy the woman. Is that the kind of culture we want to build for our children in this country? I have friends, and I talk to my friends. There are people who have been struggling in Accra, hustling for so many years, for decades. When eventually they are able to build a house and marry a woman, they want their mother, the old woman in the village, who has never felt the coziness of an air conditioner, to come and join them in their houses. Because of an ill-informed understanding of what the family system should be. There are men that have built houses their own mothers cannot stay in along with them, because their wife says she wants her privacy and she doesn't want his family members to come. Who hates women? Who is misogynistic to achieve what? But all we are saying is our sisters should be very, very careful. Our sisters should be very careful. Marriages have got challenges. This thing called social media allows people you don't know to write whatever they want to write about you. I'm completely unfazed. Much as I believe I have the right to share an opinion, I won't make an attempt to stop anybody from sharing an opinion. But if in the process of sharing your opinion, you think hurling insults, using derogatory remarks are the things you want, it's a matter of choice. That is entirely up to you. But soon, your honeymoon of insult will run out. And you'll know that no individual has the preserve to insults and attacks. Soon, people's honeymoon of insults will run out, and they will know that they don't have preserve over insults. Of course, I believe in civility, maturity, our Ghanaianness. Such beliefs cause us to exercise restraint. Who doesn't want a woman to be happy? Everybody wants a woman to be happy. We all hate the sobbing tears of a woman. Nobody is countenancing domestic violence. To what end? Will that put money into my account? Don't I know the tenderness of a woman? Don't I know how a woman compliments a man? I do. But when there are issues between a man and his wife, we all have to be circumspect how we approach the issue. That is fundamentally what we are saying. You see, people are free to marry the kind of people they want to marry. And if today I say I'm settling down with a woman, I'm not forced into settling down with her. I would have understudied her and understood that we can live together. And if a woman comes out to say, this is the man I want to marry, she would have seen something good in him. There is no man in this country that bulldozes his way into the house of a woman. You are invited by the woman to come see her family. But life is not perfect. when there are challenges, there needs to be someone who is seen as the head of the family. There needs to be someone who is seen as the head of the family. It's very, very important. We don't gloat over divorces when they happen. For those of us who were brought up by both parents, how well have we developed? How much more 5-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 2-year-olds, some even leave their matrimony while breastfeeding their babies. Raising a child as a single parent doesn't help anybody. Nobody encourages divorce. Would you want your children to be confused about what their natural habitat is? Oh, mommy, I'm going to daddy. Oh, I'll spend 2 days with daddy and spend 5 days with you in the week. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. And for our sisters, we want the very best for you. But then, a family should have a head. Do you think people don't think they know better than the president and can rule the country? Do you think those who are serving as our ministers are the finest brains we have? Don't you think there are other Ghanaians given the opportunity can perform better? But then, this society says we have the head. And what the head says is final. That is why you call our president the commander-in-chief. The commander-in-chief in every family is the father. Any attempt to strip the father of this natural God-given status within the family would affect the equilibrium and the balance of the family. When a man marries a woman, he's not supposed to physically tackle her. No. And when things happen, even God forgives us for going wrong. Even God forgives us for going wrong. Ask your aunties, maybe ask mommy, your mom. Ask people in your family. There are times a woman suffers abuse from her husband. She comes home. They talk to her and prepare her and take her back. And talk to the man as well. So nobody is countenancing domestic violence. No. To what end? By doing that, will someone wire $1 million into my account? No. So I don't understand this public anger that I'm saying the Ghanaian society should not go to town with a one-sided story when a couple have an issue. And when you get between a man and a woman, you will be a third person. You will be a third person. For as long as there is this phenomenon called love, whatever happens between a man and a woman, they can patch up. Allah says somewhere in the Quran, وَإِن يُرِيدَ إِصْلَاحًا يُوَفِّقِ اللَّهُ بَيْنَهُمَا. There are times a man and a woman, things may go really rough. But if they have an innate intent to make peace and do reform, God Almighty will make things easy, smooth, and successful for them. I won't be surprised at all if people antagonize a simple call that the man is the head of the family, and any attempt to rob him of that natural role will upset the equilibrium of the family. But we have the patience and the time to keep talking to people until people get to understand. We all want the best for Ghanaian women. We do. But all we are saying is, let everybody play their natural role in a family. And when things go wrong, the worst might have happened. There is always an avenue for patching up and peacemaking. Nobody would espouse or countenance domestic violence. No. No. We've all been with women. We know how women are so special. A woman can get really abusive sometimes. For those men that are able to keep their cool, all well and good. For those that can't and things happen and they show remorse, aren't we a forgiving society? Aren't we a forgiving society? Nobody's trying to justify being physical with a woman. Why would you even be physical with a fellow man? Nobody is justifying it. All we are saying is this society is treading on rugged terrain in meandering, uncharted waters. If we swallow hook, line, and sinker someone else's culture of what a family is, someone else's culture of what the roles and responsibilities of a woman are, someone else's culture of what the roles and responsibilities of a man are, we would be chattering, we would be swimming through uncharted waters and treading a rugged terrain. So this is it. It's only an opinion. I didn't force a dagger to the throat of anybody to accept my opinion. I didn't force a pistol onto someone's head to accept an opinion. If you don't agree with me, you've shared your opinion. If you choose to share your opinion through insults, that is in itself a choice. But I'm saying civility, maturity, and conscience would not permit a Ghanaian to go down the path of insults. I want the best for my sisters. I want the very best for the female children, the daughters I'll have in future. And when things happen between a man and a woman, you don't take the issue to the media. You don't. You don't. We meet women. You can meet a woman in a library, you can meet her at the mall, you can meet her at the lorry station, you can meet her during your days in uni, you can meet her in a corporate environment. She doesn't just park into your house. You set in motion a series of processes, and the players and actors throughout the value chain are the people you complain abuses to, not the world. Not the world. So I wish everybody the very best, and I wish we always stick to our idiosyncratic values as Africans and recognize that the man is indeed the head of the family. And any attempt to import an alien culture to change the dynamics within a family will only cause a disruption to its equilibrium. Nobody supports domestic violence. That is my opinion. That we are losing it as a people. You toil and sweat. You want a woman to come and compliment you. But the woman comes into your house. I don't want this person to come. Your auntie, I don't want your brother to stay with us. I want my mother to come and stay with me. So I'm asking, is this society being fair to men? Go to the US. For anybody who has been to the United States, the so-called cultures we think over there are good for us. Go and see the people there. The child delinquency. Because if my mother can insult my father, what prevents me from doing same? What prevents me from doing same? A family that has no central fatherly control is bound to crash. And a family is the basic unit of every society. If we don't get this right, you and I, you watching me and you writing all the insults, we will die and leave soon. Will it be today, tomorrow, the next 20, the next 50? We will die. After half a century, after a century, all the people you see around will be replaced by other people. All we are calling for is a correction in the system. Do we feel proud that some men sometimes get physical with their wives? No. In equal measure, we can't be proud of women who show open antagonism to men and their families. The fact that you are a wife doesn't mean you can insult a man. The fact that you are a wife doesn't mean you can insult his mother. The fact that you are a wife doesn't mean you can abuse his sisters or brothers. The fact that you are a wife doesn't mean you can insult his father. So, I think we need to be very, very truthful to ourselves. If today our wives can behave, or wives can behave the way they are doing, what Ghana or Africa will we be bequeathing to our progeny when we are no longer here after half a decade or so? So for people to go on rooftops writing things, sometimes people you don't even know, people who have never had an encounter with you, they don't even know you. They don't know the caliber of person you are. They don't know your demeanor. They don't know your instincts. They don't know your traits. They are free. An insult or an attack is an opinion, but a person chooses to share an opinion how they want. I can't stop you. I'm unfazed. And I don't even get to read many of those because I'm working. I'm working. I'm busy working. So I've shared an opinion that we need to do a rethink of the way we are disempowering men or husbands in this society. Thank you, and God be with you. Bye-bye.